Hello. How are we doing? Hi. How's it going? Keepy. Good morning. I say it 5 o'clock at night. Why isn't my thing showing up? Hmm. Interesting. You ever just be having oh, that's why. Wild day? Horrible. That one. My iPad like defaulted to like a different hello camera. My iPad defaulted to a different Wi-Fi? I'm just like, what are you doing, buddy? Cease and desist. I don't know why my Bones singing was hurting. How you doing? I think Bones has a lovely voice. I'm doing good though. But all right. What the fuck? You're just like wondering why you have like 5 million tabs open. Anyone else just sitting here just with like 50 tabs open? Because you're like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back to that tab at some point, and you never do. You're like, why do I bother? Nice to she's fine. Well, so I think our internet went out earlier today, like very briefly. So she was just like, I don't know that Wi-Fi. Anyway, um, over here, air server, not my Wi-Fi. Not that many usually, about 5 at most. See, like I get a little crazy with it. I just be having tabs open. Also gonna try to put this up too. Nice. Okay, cool. Let's Hey Havoc, how's it going? So this is I've been using this website called Milanote or Milanote. Hey Sydney. I've been using this website to like compile mood boards and stuff. I think it works a little bit better than like Pinterest or something. And I've quite liked it. You can like move things around pretty freely. So we'll actually put this down here just as like this is kind of our reference area. Hi, Lady M. Let me do some cheeky little shout outs. Havoc. Lady M. Good, just doing pretend art. You're not. What does that mean? What does pretend art mean? I'd like to know. What the fuck? What's going on with all of my things today? What are you drawing? So we're gonna be working on a couple of art designs, couple of designs. What is going on with my web camera? Why is it not in frame? What are you doing, camera? You cheeky bitch. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna make lose it is what's gonna happen. But yeah, we're working on a couple of things today. Probably like 2 things. We're gonna be doing we're going to be doing a 1950s housewife turned serial killer. That's one of the character ideas. And then the other one is an aspiring pop star in the 90s. So two very different things going on. Wow. My sound alerts aren't working. Don't know why. Tried to fix it. Don't know what's going on. These sound like interesting folks. The serial killer. You heard the wow? You heard it? I didn't hear it. What the fuck, dog? Well, I guess I'll go fuck myself. At least you guys are hearing it. Worked for you, not for us. Yeah, like what? That's fine.
What's your profanity?
Is it like really loud? Weird. I'm gonna turn those down. I don't know why you guys can hear it and I can't.
Didn't ask.
Didn't ask. That's fucked up. It just hates me, dude. Where's my glove? Also, I bought myself some new rings. I got a little heart ring and this little stackable ring, and then I got a little thumb ring. I thought the package got stolen, but it was actually just sitting at the bottom of the stairs. So that turned out better than expected. So the idea with the 1950s housewife is finger. I like my finger ornaments. I also took my my nails off because they were driving me a little crazy, and I need to like give my nails a break before GaryCon. So the idea with the 1950s housewife is she killed her husband and then started to have like really like these fantasies about like murder. Realized that she wasn't supposed to be having these thoughts. She clearly wasn't on enough Quaaludes. Ended up going to like a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I have to ask Bleak. And this man she was going to for professional help decided he was doing like experiments with his clients, and she was one of the experiments, and so he fed into these ideations and essentially just like started this killing spree. And then she ended up almost getting caught and had to like go underground essentially, and so she was embraced. So that's the idea behind her. Everybody has those, don't they? Oh, did you just call my fingers stumpy, you son of a bitch? They are, but you don't have to say it like that. Rude ass fucking viewers. Oh, yeah, you. Every day I wake up. But yeah, we have like I have this little board of like 1950s sort of inspo. As well as I was kind of into the idea of like almost like a Persephone sort of thing. If Persephone like murdered Hades and then became a psychopath killer. You know, as you do. I don't want your fucking graphic design or whatever the fuck you're trying to sell me. Stop going into people's fucking channels and doing that. Your art probably sucks anyway. That's how I feel about that. Might offer you some toast in the strike. Trying to sell art to an artist. I know, right? And it's like, I don't know if it's like, is it like a bot? Or is it an actual person? Regardless, don't do that shit. I had someone message me on Discord the other day and they're like, hey, I don't mean to bother you. I was like, you are, fuck off. And I immediately block them. I'm trying to figure out what kind of vibe I want like the post to be. I try to see. I also do that, and it's also like I don't mind people like DMing me. Like if I know you, I don't mind you DMing me. But if I don't know you, we've never interacted before, you like have never like interacted with me before in any capacity, and you just like DM me on Discord, I'm immediately thinking you're trying to either scam me or sell me something, and I don't want it. You have my address, so I feel like I should respond if you DM me.
Oh.
Calling about your car's expired warranty. Would you like to talk about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? No, I wouldn't. Please leave me alone. It's my water. That like made me irate. Hi, Jay. I think people also like I feel like people think for the most part like I'm a really nice person. But it's very, very easily for me to not be a nice person. What is this? We are designing some vampire characters for an upcoming game. Well, two upcoming games that I have. One is a private game, and one is probably a stream game. And this particular character that we're working on right now is 1950s housewife turned serial killer before being embraced. My fave Mass Effect player on the Citadel. My favorite Cookie on the Citadel. Hi, Cookie. Her head needs to be smaller. I so want to learn. Vampire is really easy. Can you share details of your Vamps games? So the one game, the private game, where the private game is going to be the pop star character. It takes place in San Francisco in the 90s. Not a whole lot of details yet. We're still sort of talking about our characters. The storyteller, Jay, don't know if you can hear Joel just like dying in the background. The storyteller Jay has his own sort of world of darkness. Like he's got a lot of canon. That is Joel. Are you okay? He's choked on spit. He's okay. But our storyteller has his own sort of like canon world of darkness that I'm really excited to kind of delve into, and I'm excited to do like a San Francisco game. That I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And so my idea for that character, that pop star character, is she was like a child star, got into and by child star I mean she was in like a couple of commercials and then maybe like a TV show, and her mom like made that like her entire personality, like went full stage mom, moved the entire family to like California to pursue this like career for her child. And then she ended up wanting to cash in on like the sort of girl and boy group fad that was started up in the 90s, like all of Spice Girls, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, and started to push the character Cynthia into like being like into joining one of these groups, and she eventually joined one of the groups and sort of got her first taste of show business, which means she started doing drugs. And that kind of led her into being embraced and like falling into like a bad crowd. And then like bye-bye pop star career, you know? And then the housewife character, this is going to be a Sabat game. So she's supposed to be like a really fucked up person. And I was like, what is like, I was thinking, I was like, what would be like a really fun character to play? And I was like, a 1950s housewife that murdered her husband, obviously. But Cookie, vampire is really easy to learn. At least I think so. And I'm a little dumb sometimes. So I think that it'll be really easy to pick up. Told Joel to die. I know. Does Joel play vampire? No. Joel, I think like Joel's first like experience like delving outside of like D&D has been me making him play in like the Sagas game and the Alien game. I have 2 streams open, so I gotta determine which husband that is. Well, they're both playing games together right now, so they're playing Minecraft together. Mr. Myriad and Mr. Bones. I just want to play a physical character, a physical trainer that got turned into a vampire and runs a 24-hour fitness center. Channel your inner Tiffany? Hell yeah. Me and Joel should definitely play a game of VTM. I feel like it's just going to be like you guys just being like, rawr, I'm a vampire, rawr. Hey, don't say that. I'm doing my best. Cookie, you are not a lot of dumb. I found a vampire pretty easy to pick up. I also enjoy it a lot. I think that it's very conducive to like RP and stuff. I kind of want to have her. I have her holding something, but I don't know what. And then just throwing shady looks at NPCs and deciding whether to drink their blood or not. I mean, yeah. I've just been really enjoying like the vampire game that we're in, and I've been watching the other vampire game that Bleak has been doing, Severed, on Monday nights. I've just been really enjoying like the world and everything. And it's really funny because like I have never been like a vampire person. You know, like those girls who are like really into vampires, like a la like Twilight and stuff. Like they were like really into that kind of thing. I was like never like that. I never really like like the whole vampire thing. I think like the mythos and stuff is cool for like Dracula or whatever, but I was never into it. And then I started playing VTM, and here I am, just like being like obsessing. The way I miss vampire so much. It's so good, dude. I think I'm gonna eventually probably end up running a vampire game. Um, I don't know when that'll be. It's probably not going to be this year, but Maisie, chill out. New group of VTM players who dressed up and played in my local area. Yeah, VTM is very good for I know a lot of people like LARP. Like VTM is like a very like LARP centric game as well. Oh, I think I want to have her like holding a pie with like a knife behind her back. I think that fits a I kind of like that. The rallies that started at Twilight and are currently on either Haunting Adelaide or Akatar. That's the natural progression, by the way. Okay, listen. Bones and I were talking about this because both Bones and I have like been reading Akatar. Akatar is not like it's not well written, but it kind of draws you in and like you get really into it. Although I think I liked God, what was it called? It's the Air Folk series. It's alluring, yes, Jay. So many games, so little. I know, Sithy. Like I really want to like run so many different series, but I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to like I think I want to start doing like once a month do one shots for different systems, and if I really like the system or like the one shot, open it up later to do more to do like more episodes or like do a mini series. Definitely not a long series, but I'm all for mini series. I do have a couple of longer series planned. I tried to read it and wasn't hot, just creepy and uncomfortable. Yeah, I haven't read it. I've actually never even heard of it, to be honest. Just surprising because I am on Book Talk, and I know those girlies like to tussle. I'll be dead soon. City, you will not be dead soon. Don't say that. It's got a lot of trigger warnings. Um, there's I don't know how to say this without like outing myself. There's very few things in the subject matter of like books and stuff that will sort of put me off. It's not even like dark romance is string. It's just kind of yeah, I believe that. Um, there's very few things that I won't read because of like trigger warnings. Is what I'm trying to say. Dead dove don't eat. Like that doesn't bother me. Like if someone had all the kinks and tried to put it into one book but knew nothing about them. What's crazy is like I've read a lot of fan fiction and like man, there's this one fan fiction I've been reading and they update like every 2 weeks. And it's like it's so good. And like these are like I'm talking like each chapter is like it's got to be at least like 10,000 words. And it's just so good and so well written and I'm like you literally could make this a book and it could be like a bestseller. And then I read like actually published books sometimes and I'm like interesting choices. Interesting choices. I wrote something so bad once that I threw it in the trash. Kind of wish I had saved it now. So I was on like a lot of like fan fiction sites. I've written a lot of fan fiction as well. Um, and I gotta move that arm up. And a lot of my stuff has been lost to time. Either like the website are no like Quizilla. Quizilla is no longer a thing. I had a lot of writing on like Quizilla. Um, I had like writing on like a bunch of other sites that are like no longer in existence, and it was like on like an old computer that ended up like getting like corrupted or something, and we ended up just like buying a new computer. So like I don't have a lot of like my old writing from when I was like in my like from like 13 to like probably like 17. All of that writing is kind of lost. I want to do maybe the shirt a little bit shorter. I want to say thanks to a stream I watched last night. I now have Kini stuck in my head. Fanfiction writers are goaded. Like, they don't get enough credit for they're just the fucking backbone of society, honestly. I get more than a third of the way in, but I felt like Mel Lead was just not at all well written. Like he was totally hypocritical in how he acted. Mel Lead just was like, shit's bad, but now I'm gonna sit and let it happen. Somebody team it went pretty bad for her. It was set up with the Demon Huntress, who was my main character. Oh, sounds interesting. I haven't written in years, so the internet ruined me. Feel that. I I went through like a really like long phase in my early 20s where I just like all of the things that had like brought me joy, like writing and art, like no longer brought me joy. For like a plethora of reasons. And so I didn't write for a really long time and I didn't do art for a really long time either. I think I stopped doing art for like probably like 4, maybe 5 years. I gotta fill up the next fill until the next spicy part. Were the so was like the smut part good at least, or was that like also bad? I didn't even get to them interacting, to be honest. Bigger. I have like a stray mark there. That's great. Good job. But I got blue balled, and from what I read, it wasn't impressed. I draw something every now and then, but I'm really in the energy to get serious about it again. I feel that there's like so it's. I feel like it's actually like a concentrated effort. Um, I think that I had like I had a lot of motivation and um energy, inspiration to draw when I was a lot younger. And then like you sort of get bogged down by like life. And it like sort of just is like disheartening. All this music, thanks. It's Bad Omens, baby. When in doubt, what is Myriad listening to? It's Bad Omens. Written someone was recounting what they saw through a keyhole and no one could convince me otherwise. I do have a question. I don't know if either Jay or Ad could tell me. Was this actually a book that was published by like an actual company, or was it like self-published? No. Like I understand it was like published, but was it? People can self-publish books now. It's like it's actually fairly kind of easy to do so. There's a sequel that like the Exorcism of Adelaide or something. Hunting F. It's from a real publishing house. Well, they clearly I feel like there's been a weird push towards just like, because obviously there's been a rise in just like romance novels. Sorry, it's Adeline, not Adelaide. You've lied to me. But I think that there's been a really big push of like romance novels, and there's been a rise in bad novels doing really well, just like as long as they sort of cater to that fantasy. So that's not surprising at all. Chat, do I need food dehydrator to make not only beef jerky, but mostly beef jerky? If you have the room for it, I would say yeah. Beef jerky is fucking expensive, dude. You can make it yourself, hell yeah. Thanks for lurking, mortal. I do want her to have like a very stereotypical beauty in the 1950s. First book is Haunting Adeline. Second is Hunting Adeline. Those bad books sometimes make me happy to read my work and go back. It's not, yeah, it's always nice to be like, not as bad as it could be, you know? I got, that eye is fucked up. I know that eye is fucked up. Oop. No, no! I know, it's been 60 on dried fruit today. Nope, nope, cries. Oh, what? That is a lot. That is a lot. Try reading anything if I know like that I know continue. Yeah, there's some books that I've just like did not finish. I do have like a couple of books like in progress that I'm reading. Babel is one of them. Babel's actually really good. It's like sort of dark academia. It is like sort of a what's the word? Sort of a criticism of British imperialism. Really good. It's like a criticism of British imperialism and a almost like it's an alternate universe, like late 1800s. Um, that deals with kind of like the very almost racist aspect that dark academia tends to have, especially when you're dealing with like British academia, like Oxford and things like that. Is Akatar good? Um, it's a good. I enjoyed reading it. Waiting to see what masterpiece you drop tonight. I mean, you know how I be yapping. Should I pick it up? I think so. I think so. It I really enjoyed the first book. Um the second book I also enjoyed. The third book took me a little bit to get into it, but so far I am enjoying the series, and it ties into like the greater it ties into like the greater mass verse, they call it, like the author's like universe. Like it's all sort of, all of the series are connected. There's not really a whole lot of smut. It's not like a smut first book. It is very much a plot first book. I'm gonna yap about your. I've been trying to learn a crochet, guys. My stupid little fingers just won't cooperate. Just trying to learn to crochet. I was like trying to learn how to do like one specific, like, I guess it's called a stitch. Um, last night, because Joel got me like these little, it's like a little like kit. Um, I'm my stupid little fingers were just not working. Or maybe like the yarn is cheap. I feel like every time I like went to pull it through, it just like the yarn sort of like dethreaded a little bit. This is me not trying not to take the blame for something going wrong. Yeah, working with my hands. What's it? So I was trying to do a magic circle. Because that's like the base for one of the projects that came in the kit. Because it's supposed to be like little crocheted like plant pots. And I was just having a hard time with it. I was trying, sitting there for like an hour. Magic circles are a pain. Okay, that makes me feel better. Because I started to do like a single crochet, and then like the double chain, and I was doing those like just fine. Um, but the very first like round is like a magic circle, and I was just like, how do I do this? And I was looking up a bunch of tutorials, and I think I just need to like sit down and like look at some tutorials first. Little tail will leave the circle and anger you. That's what kept happening. Or like I went to go stitch it in and like pull it through, and it just like I would just like lose the yarn. Say la vie, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna give her dimples, you know? So you, I like send you. Yes, please do that. Yarn has a mind of it. Does. Also, like it like came in like a little kit, so it's like not like good yarn. I sort of want to get like thicker yarn and bigger needles and try it out with that because it's like really really thin yarn, and I have like a really tiny needle. Are you trying to learn how to? No. Um, I've just been like I've been telling Joel how I wanted to like pick up like either like cross stitching or like crocheting or something. Like I really want to just like learn how to do those things because I think it's like really cute and fun. Um, so Joel like bought me like the little kit just to like try out to see if I liked it. And it's just a matter. I think it's just a matter of me getting over that hump of like when I'm not immediately good at something, I tend to just like be like, okay, I'm gonna give up now. And it's just me not doing that and trying to actually like persevere and like just do it. Because I plan on just reading on the flight to Gary Con. I have my Kindle. Get like 6 to 8 millimeter hooks. Okay. They're big, but not gigantic. Okay, that's good to know. I heard it's not the size of the needle that matters, but the motion of the ocean. You were lied to. Terrible. No, I'm like, I keep moving the head just so it's directly on the body. Oh, Sithy. Trying to find a way to put my chat into OBS. I don't know why it won't work. Like onto the overlay or like in OBS so you can like look at it in OBS. This art just looks like Mary. Does it look like it does not look like me? I think the problem is, Kurt, I have very basic white girl features. So if you put me next to any basic white girl, we're gonna look similar. Onto overlay. I can help you with that, Jay. You just have to. So if you go to Streamlabs, I think Streamlabs has it. If you go to Streamlabs and authorize it with your Twitch account, it'll you'll be able to get a widget, and then you just copy the browser into a browser source on OBS. I've never read a smut with anything that isn't basically a forearm. I have to get rid of this because this is going to bother me. Man, you better quit. You better quit it. I know you're wagging your tail. You better quit it. You better. Chat likes you more than I do. Come here. Come here. Come on, you crazy lady. You see a little snoots? You only get a little snoot. You don't get the full snoot. You don't deserve it, chat. Little baby. Hi. Okay. See you later. She's a girl. Every day she inches closer to arson. I'm gonna probably shave her this weekend, so already know. Oh, oh, eyeglass. Just avoid vampires. Well, she is a vampire, so let's not burn it. She just wants to bake and burn. I feel like she definitely killed her first husband with like arsenic. You know? Arsenic was definitely involved somehow. Is her name Blanche Taylor Moore? No. So I was thinking of actually, this says Dorothea on it. I was thinking of naming her we're talking about the drawing or Moose? We're talking about the drawing right now. Macy did not kill her first husband. So she could have. Or can she bake? Hey. I think Moose could do it if she tried. She's microwave only. She doesn't have thumbs. She can't work a microwave. So I don't know um how other people like come up with names for their characters. But I tend to when I come up with a name, I tend to come up with a name based on like the nickname I want to give them. So if I want them like Cassie, I knew I wanted her to be called Cassie, but I wanted her like full name to be something else. So I was like, and I was going through and I was like, okay, it was either be like Cassandra or like or Cassidy. So I ended up naming her real name is Cassidy, but I wanted her to go by Cassie. Um the pop star girl, the other vampire, I wanted her to be called Sin, but I didn't want it Sin. I wanted it to be like short for something, and I was like, oh, Cynthia. And for this character, I wanted her to be named Vi. But I wanted it to be short for something. Yes, Cyn. But I wanted it to be short for something else. So her name is Lavinia. So I also wanted it to be like a name that would be in like the 1950s. Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia is nuts. Got him. Blanche Taylor Moore killed her boyfriend with poison. She is also suspected of killing 6 other family members. Yeah, this is basically like this character. Except it wasn't like family members. I imagine it was probably like random men. I imagine she just killed men. Like maybe she got in the practice of like starting to off like men who are like beating their wives and things like that. Shitty, awful men. She'd have like a string of pearls. Not like a large string, but substantial. Nice little necklace. Also, I need you guys to know that like this 100%, I'm fairly certain that this game does not actually take place in the 1950s, but she still dresses like this. Yeah, she's supposed to be like 1950s like housewife vibe. She's serving yeah. Sometimes we just get stuck in it. Yeah. I also think like people would be like, yeah, bitch, like work. Like, cause you know, like there's like those like girls, like I feel like I've seen a lot of like influencers who like that's their shtick is like they just like dress like a 19 in like they're like a 1950s like pinup or like housewife. And people are always like, yes, bitch. So people just think like she's like that. The only thing that actually looks like me in this picture is the size of the forehead. Let's be honest, guys. Good night, ad. Easier to get close. Yeah, like I feel like she's very unassuming.
Come on, Bokuto. We need to stay calm here.
Appreciate.
Come on, Bokuto. We need to stay calm here. I am calm.
Squirrel bits? Delicious. Just realized I didn't put my mic back down after rubbing on the moose. It's my dog. I was also thinking, very likely she's gonna be like a Lasombra. And I'm kind of drawing on a little bit of like inspo from Has Been, because I really wanted it to be like if you tried to take a picture or a photo of her, it's just like all glitched out, like how it is with Alistair when they try to like put him on like take a video or of him. I also suppose she's sort of like inspired by Nifty as well. Nifty definitely killed her husband. Going Oblivion primary. Is that a BTM thing? Yeah, La Sombra. Yeah. Um, I haven't read too much into like the actual like powers or anything of La Sombra. It was just like the vibe of the clan seemed really fun. I tend to not when building characters so far for like BTM, I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to like the abilities. It's not like a driving factor. It's more um like I had like a Toreador, and she was a painter. And I was like, I originally started with wanting her to be like a my character to be like a painter, really into like beautiful things. And I was like, oh, Toreador, that makes sense. No. Whereas with Cassie, I was like, there's going to be a very heavy mental illness situation going on when she was a human, and that has only been exacerbated as a kindred. So, Malkavian. Titty. Arm is also like trying to be okay with. I feel like I was very much leaning towards like realism for a while, and I'm trying to break out of that where I'm like, it's okay to stylize things. Hi. Sometimes you get really weird, really weird Google searches as an artist. She might make a good Samichi. That was another one I was thinking about. That was definitely on the docket. I was thinking about that one. Aim to dominate and own the subject of their possessiveness, jealously guarding it like their namesake. They're being super jealous and possessive and kills those that aren't 100,000%. Yeah. Hmm. Thoughts to consider. Oh. Oh, I heard that one. Hi, Vlad. You looked at another woman, you must die. See, her so my thought process for her like husband that she murdered was he was just not a nice man. And I also so like obviously like with Sabat and stuff you delve into like a lot of darker things. Um I think uh um she wanted to be a mother and the abuse of her husband caused her to miscarry, and that was like the final straw for her. Um so she killed him, and then she realized she really liked killing. And then she went to go talk to like a therapist about her ideations. Um Killing is okay. And then the therapist ended up like just feeding into it. Very Bleak's thought process is to go very like Hannibal with it. Well, Lilith and take babies from family. So I was thinking that was another one. I was like thinking about like Lilith and things like that. And I was like, but I think that so like the path of Lilith or the pact of Lilith. I haven't read too much into the Sabbat. Um, I do have like the Black Hand PDF that I've been trying to slowly read uh over the weekend. Oh, it didn't even mean the path, just personality. Fair. Um, yeah, I'm trying to like think like where she would be like cohesive in like a pack is my I'm really trying to like think about that. No, I wanted a curved line, you fucking bitch. Yeah, I wanted her to be personality. I did want her to be like she's unhinged. She's not well mentally. Um, I also think it would be really funny to have her be like like a really weird like neat freak, just like sort of that like 1950s sort of housewife mentality sort of carrying over. Good night, Sithy. The wine is starting to hit. Sleep it off, Sithy. We're hanging out, man. I don't know this pie, dude. That pie's pretty. It is a pretty good pie, not gonna lie. To my own horn. Good too, you know. do you want as your quest?
No! No!
You fucking debated, idiot. Dummy. Dummy idiot. Also, I watched the first Dune last night. That shit went pretty hard, not gonna lie. It's kind of into it. I go back to Nether or go find and take 2 villagers back to Coop. Live your life, dude. Live your truth. Ankle strap moment. That doesn't make any sense. Once upon a time, I used to love drawing shoes. Now it's not that time anymore. All right, guys, I gotta take a cheeky little ad break here. But I will be right back. So stick around. Bye. Sorry, guys. I started drawing the knife without you. I was just sitting here. So one of my pro tips, and when you need to draw something, and you're like, hey, I don't know if I can get this angle right, just draw it. Just draw it and then place it in. Don't worry about the angle. You don't need to. Don't worry about it. Voila, a knife. Lavinia. I like her. I think she's cute. I think this is a good start for her. Next. So for this character, very heavily inspired by Sabrina Carpenter. That's cute. I feel like this character just has a bad attitude. That's the vibe for her. Just bad fucking attitude. Okay. I think I'm being my Apple Pencil's not working all of a sudden. I love that. Well, I was gonna end in like 10 minutes anyway, so I guess we're ending early. I like her though. I like her. She's probably gonna be a bitch, which I'm into. I love a character that's just a massive fucking cunt. I don't know why my pencil suddenly stopped working. It was charged. I know it was. But anyway, we are gonna end here. Because I'm gonna go play some Supermarket Simulator. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It was charged. It was at like 75%. We're gonna go play some Supermarket Simulator. Um, I like that game a normal amount. If you haven't played it yet, you should go play it, especially if you like organizing things. It's a lot of fun. You're gonna like it. I guarantee it. But we will be back tomorrow, Wednesday at 7 p.m. We're gonna do some more Assassin's Creed 2. We had just gotten started with that after a little bit of tech issues. Thursday we'll be over on Evandale for the tentative finale of Seekers. We are going to be taking a hiatus, an indefinite hiatus for Seekers. Everyone's a little burnt out. We just need some time to recharge and everything. So we'll be taking a little bit of a break from Seekers, which is kind of good because I've got GaryCon coming up as well as like a bunch of other stuff. May we're going to be starting another series on this channel, another TTRPG. So it's going to give me time to do that as well as any other like little side projects. Friday, we'll be on at 6 p.m. Pacific for the finale of Alien Chariot of the Gods on this channel. Saturday, we'll be over on GaryCon Live, where I will be DMing and running some players. We'll be doing Creep, Bones, Bleak, and Miko. We'll be running them all through Tomb of Horrors, which is going to be a lot of fun. And then we'll be back here on Sunday for Sunday Funny with Little Bones. Anyway, I'm going to leave now. I'm actually getting a headache. Goodbye.